Hello, everybody, and today we're going to be playing a game that is my favorite, City Skylines. Now, I don't really think that any of you like City Skylines, but it's a game that's been close to my heart for the last 2 years, and I've made so many cities with this. I've even used it in some of my projects. So let's get into it. You see, there is a lot of maps. There's Swamplands, Murky Coast, Hanabi Bay. These are all with DLCs. But what I'm interested with is the base maps. One of the things that I actually like is Two Rivers. Two Rivers has a lot of building area. So let's start the game. To be honest, I like to say that loading is pretty boring. You see, like whenever you load a ton of assets and you have a ton of mods, it takes up a lot of your RAM. But we're getting into this, so let's see what happens. It's already loaded for 1 minute. That's insane. It's loading. Come on, you can make it. You can make it. I believe in you. Come on. Come on. Hello? Why have you frozen? Hello? Hello? Why are you here? Okay, finally, I'm in. So what we have here is just a simple town. Now, of course, I need to change the LUT because I was playing something else at that time. So this city's quite flat. We need to start off with roads. Of course, we need roads. And I'm gonna turn down my volume here just because the amount of audio in this is quite loud. So I'm just going to put the ambient volume down and the main volume down. Now we can start playing. Now this isn't going to actually be the intersection first, but it's only here just so that we could start actually building the city. Because if you can't build the city, then what's the point of a nice road intersection? Ah, shoot, I already messed that up, but that's not really the point of this. I'm probably just gonna rebuild this later on, and I've already demolished this. Go straight, do this. Uh, Unsatisfying curve, but we can fix that later on. 90-degree angle. That's actually kind of a nice angle to start putting things in. Now, I'm gonna try building the city organically. So first, I'm just gonna let this speed up so that we can get all the demand. It's gonna take quite a while, but hey, it's worth it for a bigger city than usual. You gotta speed up things, even if it gets you into debt. Quite a large city, I suppose, but we probably need some other places to put on. So I'm just gonna create a small area where you can just put in things. So there's like a grid pattern until we get to the area. It's quite messy, but it's a good start. Now these grids, I'm just talking for minutes and minutes about grids, but I think grids are the best for a starter city because they allow you to make some pretty cool main cities that look historic but aren't actually historic. You just built them in a simulation. Of course, I love cities like New York, Los Angeles because their city planning is very unique in that you can build a lot of things with it. And you can see here 80 on the residential demand, which is quite high. So I'm using 48 mods. Most of these mods were downloaded from the Steam Workshop because I don't really want to have a sort of city where there's no mods, because mods actually make all the difference in this game. This game has a lot of things to do in it. And of course, we're gonna plop down our first residential because it's always nice to have residential and we're still not making any money, and we're in debt. We're in debt already. Debt. But I think we should be fine as soon as we get the power going. Okay. And here's the good use of move it. You basically just move the tool until you get there. And of course there's no power. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy everything. That should give me enough. Why is it not enough? Okay, copy again. Yeah, you see, you can get ahead really quickly if you just happen to use, copying over and over and over again. It's good. It's good. I'm not so sure how we're gonna do it, but hey, good job. Roads everywhere. You see, I didn't really build a good grid because we don't really need one right now. It's more necessarily that you have to build something first. So let's just place everything to the side first, and then we put some industrial on the far corner. We're still not making money. Great. It takes hours and hours to build it, but I think this start is already pretty nice and you can always have all these policies. So whilst we wait for the city to grow, we could just enjoy the scenery. The scenery. It's silent because I put all the stuff down. Woo! Yeah, I really like that. Okay, 50%. Here you go. To unlock more services for your citizens, grow the population to reach milestones. Click on the milestone button to see what will unlock and when. Nice tip. Hey, and where are they there? 20,000 bucks. We also get education in campus areas, garbage, healthcare, taxes, and loads. Taxes? I don't want to make people pay taxes. At least not that much right now. Although we really do need garbage disposal. Garbage disposal is really needed because you need that for a functional city. Essential needs. You need essential needs. Nobody's really gonna move in right now because there's actually quite a bit of stuff that we can do. This grid pattern is already looking quite well. Okay, accelerate time. Who's our first person? Tyler Wright, going to the Moore residence. Where are you going? Oh, you're going here. Tyler. Tyler is the first citizen to move in here, so we will officially call this city Tylerton. Isn't it so beautiful? Just the good things in the background and the highways and the roads between us. Wait, what? Wait, there is so much demand here? There's already 500 people here, and we haven't done anything. Roads, highways, shops, cities, buildings. And I disconnect the power line. Great. Sometimes I don't understand what I'm doing. It really does look like a regular gridded street city. When you just look from it at the top, it symbolizes just kind of where every American city got its start, which is the grid. The grid started everything. Okay, so I kind of organized where everything's gonna be. There's gonna be a main arterial road going from here to this island, and then out here it's the wilderness. But for right now, we have a huge problem. We don't have enough housing. I'm not so sure how we're gonna get housing, but I do know it's gonna be solved very quickly if we simply just build stuff. And of course, stuff is required. we take on this, then we wait, and then we wait, and then there. And now we have an entirely new block that we can fill in stuff with. Now, of course, we're always gonna fill this up with residential if there's not enough demand, or with commercial or industrial when they have enough demand. This is going to drive us into 1,000 residents and possibly more. Now, you might see this corner over here. This is where you can see all of the stuff. There's Worthy Village, Tiny Town, Boom Town, Busy Town, Big Town, Small City, Big City, Grand City, Capital City, and a lot more. But we have just reached Worthy Village. We could take out 2 loads, which is exactly what I think we should do. Now we're up to 100,000 and we can make things. We can make elementary school, a health station, and a fire department. The fire department's really special, trust me, because, you don't want your whole building to burn down. And of course, we have a large area that we can build with. Large areas, the better. The larger the area, the better. Because, you are always going to need that sort of stuff in order to get by. So you know what? You should just build things. Whatever they are, just build it. Now, I'm not so sure how I just ruined this interchange, but I'm certain that I just built right under it, so here you go. Here you go. Okay, there. Fine. Now, if you look here, you can see that the grid is like really bad. Not to mention the fact that we're having several problems at the same time. But I think we're okay because there are a lot of things we need to fix, but our city is actually going quite well. You can see how the expansion is slowly making the city larger and larger. And we've already filled up a quarter of the tile. And if the population is different for you, that's because I've used realistic population. Realistic population, it calculates the floor area of things. So you see, if this has 254 meters squared, the household is going to be 1. And this applies to everything here. Oh, we need power. Okay, then just build 2 more. Now we have enough for much more. It's foolproof. And by the time, we've already built quite a large city. So eventually we are going to make ourselves go to the coastline, build some really cool high-profile cities, but for now, this is all we have. And what we have is a great city. Yeah, grids. Sometimes you forget about them, and grids? Yeah, they're not the best form of building, but at least they're close enough so that you can get to making things quicker. Now, Tylerton is not experiencing a housing problem anymore. Now we can just sit back, relax, and wait until there is enough demand for this stuff to happen again. Wow, look at that. Look at that. The 2 rows of cars just straight up. And you can see the traffic is horrible. There's like lines of people trying to get to the road. And also, I just realized there is a large ring road around the city. So we could possibly build a few spur routes into the middle of this city. That would be very interesting. Although I think none of you would be entertained by that. So maybe I'll just leave that to the time lapse. But yeah, we built a really cool city, and it's expanding just like I thought. Expanding faster and better than all of the other cities that I've ever made. There's an arterial road. Well, not really an arterial road. It's still a 2-lane road regardless. But we've built a large enough city to do this. We have policies now, but only power, water, and smoke detector distribution. Now, that's very interesting, but not interesting enough to cover as a good place to be. Demand is low, so we better keep doing something. You see this thing, it makes really dirty water and then it flows down the river so that we never see it again. So maybe later on we can start building. Ooh, well, we have tiny town now. And yeah, we could possibly put the pump here so that all of our dirty water would just never come. And 1,300 people. Of course, you're gonna need some sort of park. I'm not so sure how this is gonna be built, but right now I'm just gonna build a suburb here, even though it kind of looks a bit ugly. So I'll leave this and I'll just maybe put that as an educational center or some sort. And we're probably just gonna surround this with commercial just to make sure that people actually use the thing. And then we could build a large center right here. This isn't the best spot to put it, but hey, it's better than nothing. So let's just build a few curves and there you go. This is our new center to building things. So a park, it's basically a DLC, but what this is you just put a park center and then you build some lines or rows of stuff. Now I don't want to mess up this shoelace, this shoe rock. This rock definitely looks like a shoe. So it's a good idea to name your stuff because it will make it look more decorative. So let's call this Shoe Rock Park. And crank that all the way up so that we can make all that money. And of course, more residential. For all the needs that we are eventually gonna have. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.